Here we go. All right. It's the Meet the Break podcast. I am Monty Draper.
I am LG.
Lex B-U-B.
And we are tapped in remotely this week, fellas. Although L and I are in the same state, the alcohol has put us at opposite ends. So
we're gonna see what comes of this.
and we definitely forgot. Go ahead.
Monty sent me the text, and bro, I had one eye open. Why it was open already? Because for some reason I felt like there was gonna be a pod at some point.
Yeah, you felt it.
Yeah, also, it kind of hit me.
So you have an internal clock for the pod?
I have an internal clock for what day the pod is on. Okay, I can't tell you a time. But
my gosh!
I'll talk to Will.
It'll be like, this is the only day I know for a fact I need to wake up early, no matter how many shots I take.
Hey, like specifically, like I don't even drink that much before, but like when I do, it be with y'all, man. So like, we don't really have a time frame of when we stop. Like it ain't nobody that's the bigger person. Like, nah, we gonna take it easy now.
Let's be responsible.
Yeah, somebody bring me some ice water. Where's my brother's keepers at?
Nah, ain't none of that, son.
Anyways, Monty, you make some bread last night?
Come on, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, the dice game. Hey, Lex.
The hood was out here last night, Lex.
Yeah. When's the last dice game
in the
you been
bird,
at, Lex?
Oh shit. It's been a long time.
But don't you have like this immediate like nostalgia just kick in, and now you back in the dice game in the bathroom at high school where your adrenaline rushing because you can get caught. This your sneaker money you've been saving for the last 6 weeks. Shit got real yesterday. Like you forget that you have those competitive like you oh man, you wildin'. I'm chilling. Niggas are just they throwing little jabs at you. Then out of nowhere you get mad competitive. Like it happens really fast.
Bro, we had a domino game, a phase 10, and a dice game. Rotated at the same time.
No, Lex. At the same time, like not one after another. It was all happening at once.
In the burbs in a big ass house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man, fellas, how was your week? Update me. L, you go first. What's new with you?
Oh, that's what we're doing. We picking and choosing who goes.
That's what we're gonna do.
I'm gonna go first, man. I want to go at the gates now, but this week, nothing much. It was more so just getting ready to come out here. Didn't know what Denver had to offer right now, so I was gonna check this one out. The property tried to keep me there. Wednesday, it was smooth selling Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday hit, and they tried to act as if they couldn't go without me. But yeah, we got on that flight and we was out here. It's all good. It's all good now.
Lex Bub, what's the latest with you, man?
Shit. Work. That's about it. This week has been boring and long. So happy to be here with you fellas.
Man, how's that California life, Lex?
Oh, it's still, hot, wonderful, broke.
That was a surprising part about out here. I didn't know it'd be warm like this.
Oh, it's hot out there?
Yeah, it's warming in it, and then mix in like a warm shower. So it goes back and forth. Yeah, they do it for it'll do the rain for probably 30 seconds too, and then we'll be right back to the sun up.
But warm though, like quick. That's Lex from Seattle. He know how that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, shit, Seattle. You get what 2 weeks of warm, and then it's back to it.
Seattle don't make no sense with that, boy. It rained for 45 days straight.
Exactly. Oh, El, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Money. So, does the air taste different? You taste that freshness, that little.
Yeah, man. It got a little pop to it. You know what I mean? I felt the elevation. I felt like I was operating on a higher platform. Nah, fuck with you. It seems the same. But then again, we ain't got to work out in that thing, so I don't really know what the hell. If you just doing regular 1-2 steps.
Man, we trying to like figure out like what's happening in the world. We got here, and Denver's kind of been one of those cities that they closed but didn't close for real. So we're like, oh, okay, it's gonna be lit. And then like literally we get here and this motherfucker's closed like the rest of the world. So
damn.
Yeah,
we keep right missing the boat. So when we went to Vegas, it closed the Friday we came in.
Yeah,
and then came out here and they closed I think a week prior. So they we keep catching it. The cool thing about it here though, they still let you inside of places though. So you still eating inside. You still eating inside the restaurants.
Oh, that's smooth.
Yeah, they got a nice little system. But then again, I did learn about Denver having that though. Like they do got hella eateries. Like so that's big business out here. So they're gonna figure that part out.
Nah, yeah, Denver. Where would you put Denver at, G, on your city? Even with it being closed, don't you feel like it ranks pretty high now?
Yeah, I think it got a lot of action out here, man.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see like how many of us was out here. So it lets me know that there's like an underground thing bubbling over here somewhere. I know they got something going. So I definitely want to come back when it's back open. And then also we just got amazing hosts too, so we gotta get them a shout out too.
Yeah, shout out to the Davis family, Bean, Todd, and the Motley crew, Zai, Cardi, and Cannon. They might be the funniest boys going. Like I was laughing at Zine. I was like, you really got like 3 boys, like not, and they boys, and the baby think he the toughest one though. Hey Lex, the room just turned away for 2 seconds. Why was Fam on the middle of the coffee table with a cell phone? Who you talking to? And why did you have to climb on the table to call it, bro? I'm telling you, they are hilarious. And then Zai, real big brother, he playing Fortnite, feeding the baby, and ain't blinked. Like he been doing this his whole life. Like he got his elbow holding the bottle, and he's still playing the game. I said, bro, you cold.
That nigga been training for this my whole life.
You got to keep an eye on them though, because they all at different stages too, which is great. Like Zai more at the chill, like I'm doing shit like under on the low, you know. Hey, he taking a page right out of our books, boy.
Hey, but why is the sneaky phase as a teenager like an important phase though? Like,
gotta have it.
And you don't even mean no harm for real. Like when you on your sneaky shit, you ain't trying to hurt nobody. That's why you sneaking.
Exactly. Exactly. Nah, that should build character. You get into a lot of trouble, but that should build character.
It's the best time.
Hey, I'm telling you. But it's funny because I don't know. Like I used to get so frustrated at my parents for the cliche shit that they would say. And now Zena and Todd fully be on the cliche shit. Like it's just that's why I assume it's something that just comes with a parent. Like I ain't gonna never say that. No, you gonna say that. I don't care what you think how cool of a parent you think you gonna be. You gonna be on the same shit because the same instincts kick in, bro. I love it. They're dope and have been amazing hosts. I've had a blast since we landed. Shout out to everybody at Three Side Studios for hosting the first night I got here, and my bro Ian Santanillo for sending me a banger. I told the fellas like I fully hijacked Vegas and was straight recording, so I was like, let me come in a day early and get that shit out the way. So here we are, you know.
Respectable. Hey, Monty. I gotta say this. I gotta say it on the pod.
Oh shit.
Hey, how are you and our former co-host doing, man?
Oh, me and Poe?
Bro, y'all be going through y'all stages, man.
Wait, so I'm trying to figure out what the tension is, cause Fam got here and was on 1,000, and then the room situation got brought up, and I was like, I'm out of it, and then well, Monty ain't tell me, bruh, I got receipts. I knew that was coming. So then that happened. All right, bet, let's dead that. And then we have like this whole conversation about relationships come up. And I just happened to be in the middle of eating whatever I was eating. Like, so I just ain't say nothing. Oh, why you quiet now? I'm like, oh, all right, bro. All right, cool. That's you coming for me again. Now we get on the dice table.
It was a build-up. No. Before the dice table.
What happened for the dice table?
There was the night before when we was just circling the block. We had just got some food, and you called in talk about y'all in front of the hotel. And John like, oh yeah, we just picked up some food. We about to head over there now. He's like, so you ain't at the hotel? so y'all start having back and forth. And me, hey, no. Me and David's in the car, right, listening in on the conversation, and we're listening to both of y'all just speak. Like neither one of y'all listen to each other. It's just a conversation that you gotta have towards the other person. You get more and more irritated, bro. That shit was funny as hell.
My man.
So me and Dave was just like, bro, what is up with these dudes? Like, are you listening to what I listen to? It's like,
you don't understand. He pressed us like we was gonna cat. Mind you, being Tay had been up all day, so we like, we gonna rally for the cause. So we mobbing. He damn near rushing us. Oh man, we went and get something to eat. Nigga, say you going to get something to eat. We didn't ran about the house. All right, bro. All right, man. You got it. And then get a bottle, bro. I already got I'm 10 steps ahead of you. I got the bottle already. What we doing? Now, this where it gets sick. Now this where now I need a fade. Like now they ain't even the dice game was the final straw. Lex, if you standing by the whole dice match, I'm talking the whole time. And then wait till I get the dice to start betting against me.
You hold your bread.
But mind you, it's like 15 niggas. Like it's a lot of people. So you waited a long ass time.
Yeah, there was a lot of fades on that table, bro. It was specifically your fade, bro.
It was specifically my fade, and then a side bet I wasn't gonna hit. So okay, now you really disrespecting me. But then he ain't even have my fade, and is loud in my ear. This is my dice ear. Don't be in my right ear when I'm shooting dice.
My dice ear.
My right ear's sensitive when I'm shooting dice, but don't be in my right ear. I hear Betty don't. What?
Hey, Lex, keep in mind, Monty didn't have a hot hand since he didn't win, right? So
the whole time.
It didn't run around the table, bro, about 8-9 times already since we got back from the restaurant. So Monty been hot, so I just kept betting with Monty. I was like, bro, fuck this, bro. Hey, but this man Poe is in his ear, bro. Like right there on the earlobe, talk about Betty don't.
And I'm like, fam, you ain't said nothing for 40 minutes.
Hey, Monty snapped after that.
I did. That's why I had to go to bed after that. I was like, oh no, Lex. We skipped a step though. So we're at the restaurant, and niggas is just still riding the high from one of the most epic dice phase 10 domino circuits you had ever seen. Right? We could have had the Trap Olympics last night. Basically.
It was definitely a circuit.
I was about to say you guys had a triathlon.
Yeah.
So we still riding the high. These fools pull out the dice at the restaurant table. So on some, we got stereotyped, and it's our fault. We culpable in it. Fam went, they got dice. I'm gonna get them a round of Hennessy on me. Don't bring no Hennessy to the table. Nobody want this shit, man. But Lex, he did it proudly too. Like, yeah, this for y'all. It was pouring the hella proud.
He for sure did like he just got hella cool points.
like he got all the cool points in the world because he just knew we was drinking Hennessy. We had to be because we shooting dice at an establishment.
Bro, I was like, nah, bro. I'm only tequila, so like it's bad. I can't do it. And after the way I woke up this morning, it's a great thing I didn't do that shit because I had to do a whole bunch to get back. After a 3-day binge today, it's gonna be all green juice.
I was about to say you detoxing.
For Sunday fun day is greens and ginger.
Greens and ginger. Bounce back.
Bounce back.
We're 73 minutes in, and
are we?
I've only recounted some debauchery. I think it's a part of the cause, though. Davey, what's up, man? Say what's up to the pod. We live, baby. Oh, he can't hear you. He can't hear.
Yeah, no, he just hit the charger.
Oh, okay. We were off air. We had just begun discussing logic because we didn't talk about it we did talk about it last week, but we kind of just like whatever, because y'all y'all allow me to uphold my hate for Logic, and that fan club was officially demolished this past week thanks to none other than Joe Budden himself for walking in the name of love lately. So now I'm caught out here looking like a hater.
I got to ask the question real quick.
Go ahead.
Is it that he's walking with love, or is it because he got a secret shout out on the album?
It's because it's because he got a shout out. But then also Joe's hate, like mine, for Logic isn't because Brett ain't talented. It's just it's the tone. Well, let me not speak for Joe. Speak for myself. The tone deafness of being that talented, but also being the product of biracial pair or being biracial. Excuse me. He has particular access that is not his fault. Let's start there. But then it also makes some of the rhetoric and some of the language just cringeworthy and goofy. But that does not take away from how insanely talented Bro is. It's never been the question. It's just like when you're that talented, and you uphold a particular type of access, and in his mind, he not thinking like that because like he's shared countless times, his story is fucked up like a lot of people's too. But even within that, the dynamics and the dimensions and how how privilege and how access matriculates through classism, through colorism, through all that shit. Like it's just stuff that perhaps he couldn't have known, but I'm hoping that he it sounds like he does though, because the new album, as much as I try to hate, is actually fucking tight. And then how I had to, like, I can't.
You're a different hater.
No, because how are you gonna hate on someone and you ain't even listening? Like that's crazy. That's where shit gets sick. Like you can't sit up here and talk all that bullshit and then go, I'm gonna go see it, and then go like, fuck, it's actually tight though. Like reluctantly, like
but I think was he lyrical miracling?
Yeah, but not in
that's my beef with Logic, bro, because you ain't about to be just giving me hella soliloquies, bro, for hella long.
What else could he do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'd like to find out. I'm not gonna find out on the Twitch though. I ain't got that shit.
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. When you he does, they're literally he had one option, and that's Lyrical Miracle in a modern form, which Lyrical Miracle in the 90s was annoying. So Lyrical Miracle in 2020 is get that shit out of here, bro. Please. Bro, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Not even for 1 second.
I do give him credit though, at least for for the live performances. He do be going in when you do like the freestyle section.
Brett, like performance, like breath control, all like as a performer, like Brett's flaw. You can't, like him and Joyner, like, and then even Joyner on a whole nother level is insane. But they all come from that school, that M school, where we've been like, well, I won't say we, but I've been harsh at M, but not because M ain't the dope. It's just like he had that rough patch of like figuring it out and challenging himself. And now when you listen to Music to Be Burned By and then the feat the him and Cudi feature, you're like, oh, he didn't figure out what he was challenging himself to figure out. It's just for rappers like that, it's a spot, it's a space in a world, a sub universe that is rarely ever occupied, because rarely does anyone try to transform in the public eye like that. And I think M did, but they also, again, the rappers we're naming, M, Logic, they also have the privilege to be able to go figure that shit out and put out some mediocre ass work in the process of figuring shit out, where other rappers would be through if they did that one time and they got to do it a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, specifically Hobson.
Say it again.
I said specifically Hobson.
Hobson would be the perfect example. Like Hobson would 100% fit in that realm, but does not reap the benefits of being white or being able to identify as white or tap into a 100% white fan base. I think Hobson has actually had the opposite, where niggas don't fuck with him the way that they should. Like that
Hobson dope, bro.
Hobson is insane, and that's a mania-ass name to bring up. But I'm glad you did.
No, that's only because I recently saw one of his latest videos. Like he seemed like he was in the right pocket. You know what I mean? Because Hobson is one of those people that his talent is ridiculous, and so it's just about where you can kind of garner all of that energy. You know what I mean? And it was definitely the dark skin M way of going about things for the longest. But the last song I saw that he did, it seemed like he was bringing some shit together where like he was enjoying the process again. Remember, Hobson left for a bit.
Mm-hmm. It was low. It was low, but it was around a lot of the back and forth and attention he had with label mates, him and Dizzy and not Strange. What was the label? Fuck. I can't remember the label, but it was a whole bunch of weird shit going on.
It wasn't Strange? It wasn't with
I thought it was Strange, wasn't it?
What I don't for whatever reason I didn't think it was, but maybe y'all are right. I thought it was another label.
Or was it? Who's he with now? 300?
Hobson? No way. Is he?
I don't know who we are right now.
Man. But salute to Logic, and that we were talking about Logic because of the Twitch deal and trying to figure it out. But I don't know if there's a lot to figure out, and I say that because the quarantine has revealed a whole hell of a lot. And hopefully what everyone's realizing or beginning to see is like how much branding and marketing truly, truly fuels the ecosystem and dictates where the money is spent. Shows aren't being had, artists aren't able to perform, all that, ain't none of that shit flying. And even a lot of the Hollywood productions, Netflix and Amazon, like all their original content, a lot of that shit has been put on hold. And with that, everybody has had to get extremely creative in how to continue to generate content. So you see the Twitch concerts, you see the Facebook Live concerts, you see what Verzuz is doing, the Verzuz
Fortnite concert,
the Fortnite concerts. That Verzuz, Tim and Swiss getting that deal with Apple and retaining 100% ownership that shit is insane. And
then for them to do the numbers it just did on that last battle, boy.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
And that was the best battle.
That was by far the best battle. We'll get to that too.
We'll get to that though.
Twitch versus like everybody's figuring it out. Even what we saw with Showtime is doing with Desus and Mero, what they're doing with Up in Smoke, All the Smoke with Captain Jack and Matt Barnes. Like how everybody niggas ain't skipped a beat. Like, okay, I see what we doing here. And
Migos did.
That's some shit we got, but that's why we got to unpack this Logic shit for real. So if your rap money can completely be taken away from you, and when I say rap money, I mean your ability to tour.
Bad and Bougie should be a part of the theme park at Disney World.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Stupid. Think about that shit. Put that shit right next to Star Wars.
Hey, Migos, call L. He got a bag for y'all. He just got y'all a bag.
Hey, hella stripper calls. Strippers need money too right now.
Hey, Walt. You wanna give black people reparations for all your hateful rhetoric? Put a Bad and Bougie section at the theme park, my nigga. Rest in peace. Fuck,
have Bad and Bougie going over and over like it's a Small World.
Hey, them white parents will be terrified, bro. But can't figure out why their shoulders moving.
Hey, no clue, right? They got the little Uzi shoulder going.
A dad in thong sandals and a fucking golf tee doing the Uzi shoulder is disgusting. That imagery, oh my God, that imagery is stuck in my head. Man. Don't have a golf shirt on doing the Uzi shoulder, bro. I'm sorry.
That'd be the meme of all memes, man.
Oh man, Twitch. So Logic goes, "Hey, I'm retiring."
Keep going, man.
Logic goes, "Hey, I'm retiring." That's strange. I don't. Why do we need to know about that? Why is that a big deal? And, no. Am I wrong in that, Lex? I did.
Hey, I'm one of those people because I'm just like I said, we're getting to the deal. I'm confused by it, so I don't understand how you retire if you're still even if you are playing the game, but you're gonna also release music through there, it's confusing to me.
Yeah. What I'll say is that this industry is coming to grips with a lot of its wrongdoing and how
back, Dave. You might have to go round 2.
and we're still talking about Logic, the deal,
Okay.
but getting to the specifics of the deal, but what it means for the music industry as a whole. The entertainment, I won't even just say music, but the entertainment industry is in the midst of a dramatic shift, and there's a few entities that are reputable that have been around for a really long time that were so egregiously late to the party, that they're going to have their legs cut from under them. And so when some of your biggest earners, and so from earners as artists, because what we now know what streaming is or isn't doing, like when some of the biggest earners are knocking on the doorstep of completing the terms of their deal, shit gets real. So Drake is knocking on that doorstep. Russ is back in the fold. Logic is clearly out of that realm. Who knows where Mac would have been, the albums he was cranking out. Believe Tyler is headed in that similar way. We know Frank is a free agent. Like, shit's about to get spooky. And this is where you see, we just saw the Joe Rogan Spotify shit, the Twitch shit, these labels that have the industry that has solely been run by 3 labels for fucking 100 years now has to compete with these tech iterations, these millennial driven fucking apps, bruh, and it's gonna create some spooky shit in the way we engage and we even think about production. So
because the next wave, bro, they not leaving the house.
No. So Logic says it. He's like, I'm not a rap guy, is what the terms he keeps using. I'm not a rap guy. I'm a nerd, love to play video games. And believe, whether we want to believe it or not, there is a demo that will sit there and watch you play video games and engage. And oh, by the way, hit this link. My new merch is up.
Bro, esports is the fastest growing sport in the world, like of all time.
G, please say that again.
Esports is the fastest growing sport in the history of sports.
Damn.
The way they were able to monetize video games, bro, was amazing.
Man,
and that shit has his own channel for ESPN. This shit gets prime time views. Like, hey, that shit's here. That wave is here.
Yeah. Man, and so that's why I'm not surprised at all. How what it looks like long term and what it morphs into is more so what I'm intrigued by. If it turns into some sort of reality series, if they like just the lens of television show running through Twitch and what that could look like. Like there's sneaker show, there's all kind of shows that exist on Twitch that do millions of views already. So it's not far fetched.
And I changed my mind. I jumped the gun. I was a little harsh on what Quibi could be.
Oh, see, that's where I was going next.
I haven't watched Quibi, but I was a little harsh on shortening films because if it is an opportunity to get a proof of concept, then by all means, I'm all for it. So I was I did jump the gun.
But think about what we're saying, G. Lex, you're a filmmaker. How many times has our sole conversation before we can even get to script writing, developing characters, any of that shit been about proof of concept and shooting that shit out of pocket?
Every conversation is that. I sent you a text in the middle of the night
at 2 a.m. about a movie idea.
And honestly, I won't lie. Was I high out of my mind? Yes, but that's besides the point.
So now ideas come.
Exactly.
Hey, you can't stop ideas from coming, bro. You gotta write the motherfuckers down when they come.
Man, G, and it was like but you reiterating that Quibi's like, yo, that did y'all see that what was that that short film that they made in quarantine? That shit was amazing.
Oh yeah, the black one.
Yeah, what was that? What was that? I forget the premise though, Lex.
Shit, I forgot it too. Wasn't it about quarantine being a horror monster or something? I mean, not quarantine, but Corona. Was that it?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but that just the production
It
value of
was
it, and it was
something like
like,
that.
oh,
Yeah.
this should be made into something. This should be made into a full film.
Yeah, well, I think it was like it was centered around the virus. You know, I think it was centered around the virus and like black people not believing that they are that black people believing that they're immune to it, but then finding out they're not.
Got you.
Yeah,
I think
staying in the digital space and streaming and shit. We touched on Verzuz, and we all agree that this was by far the best one.
X gonna give it to you. Hey man, give my nigga his respect.
So where were you going into it, G? Were you in the boat of like this is gonna be a wash for like Snoop was gonna like wash X, or did you think X had a chance?
Nah, I thought X had a chance just because I know how important his first two albums were.
Mm.
So what was that Flesh of My Flesh and
It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Yeah.
Lex, where were you?
I knew it was gonna be close. Honestly, I thought it was gonna end up a draw. I didn't
going into it. You thought that?
Yeah, going into it, I thought that.
Wow.
Because I honestly thought the reason Swiss would put Snoop with DMX is because I know Swiss is like DMX don't respect too many people, so he only gonna respect a few. And I know Snoop's gonna be able to big up DMX like how he should be bigged up.
Yeah.
Because Snoop's not tripping about the title of being a winner or anything like that. And I knew how much Snoop
definitely celebration.
Yeah. And Snoop loves DMX. Like if you watch old interviews when X came out, he loved that shit. So
Nah, so I'm in the minority class. I was walking around going 20 honestly. With
20 off for Snoop?
For Snoop. The only giving X a chance for Rough Rider Anthem. Now for Rough Rider Anthem, and that's where I fucked up because I forgot how important Slippin' was to not just the world but to me. Slippin' came on, and I didn't have a lighter, so I took my phone out of my pocket in my room by myself and was like this.
I ain't gonna lie, you niggas gonna judge me. Every time I hear Slippin', I get one tear that comes up in the corner of the eye.
Nigga, you? I had the Denzel Glory tear with my phone in the air, nigga. You got what? Slippin' came on, dog, and I lost it.
I'm sorry, bro. Who We Be, bro. The energy on Who We Be puts me right back in that spot, man. So and also he missed out on doing Damien. I think Damien would have done well.
Yeah.
See, I there was a couple of those where I was like, but even for Snoop's set, there was a few of them where I was like,
no, Snoop left flat on the table. Left flat on the table.
And ultimately, what I walked away from was like, the 90s is just different. Quality wise, but because and what we gotta really, really give not just X, but more
and
so
phenom wise, like you talk about people that got like really got their own personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not built off of being connected to anybody else.
It's
like
just,
they're their own entities. So when they walk into a room, they are them, and like that's how the room operates. You know what I mean? Like they kind of like when Snoop walk in the room, automatically the room becomes a lot more chill.
Gotcha. Yeah, and what really stood out, G, is when those records came on. Salute to Dame Grease because he don't get enough at all as a producer. When those records were coming through the speakers, you like, oh, this is different. For both X and for Snoop, but even for Snoop, some of that shit from Doggy Style and the shit he did from Chronic, bro, when that shit hit, you like, this shit sound fire today. Like from how it's mixed, from the production of it, and I was so grateful that it did those kind of numbers, because it was a lot of young niggas in the room that needed to see that, and needed to feel that. And X has a moment there where he just talking about the pain. He's like, yo, write that pain. And so many artists, and you see it in the quarantine, like niggas that's still making club music in the quarantine is the goofiest shit in the world.
You ain't trying to go to Greece? Yeah, you ain't taking a piece of Greece?
It's like
wait, you trying to tell me Khaled not tuned in?
All right, man. You trying to be funny,
man.
Come on. L acting like a nigga in his background right now. He's all the way out here.
He said anything. He got it.
Hey, respect my man in the rooms right now. He about to tell it all.
Hey, he gonna tell it all, and that nigga don't have no suit pants on. He just got the top. So that sick fuck doesn't get to say anything.
Just the top is nasty.
Thank you, Bean. Bean, say hi to the podcast, Bean. They can't see you. Just say hi.
Bean, yeah. What's up, Bean?
Well, wait, why L talking about the dice game last night? He said we had a dice game phase 10 and dominoes going on at one time.
At one time, y'all took it to the ground.
Oh man.
Hey, B was like she was disowning us for a second. We was going to play dice at the restaurant.
At the restaurant, she was done. She was like, I don't want no parts of this. She told Ty, she said, I don't know what I'm gonna tell your kids. I'll figure something out. Oh, it was so. Oh, that shit was fun. But Verzuz though, what was the final score y'all gave it? Did y'all have a winner? Or were y'all just like the rest of the world? Like, yo, this was just a win for everybody.
I went for the win for everybody. Like, I didn't even score this one because of the fact that it was amazing to hear these songs again, like from X. So X is somebody, especially given all that X has been through, that we like seeing seeing X coherent, like, and just like, you know, feeling. You know, it's just giving his vibes off, you know what I mean? And then hearing his music, you know what I mean? And just being able to appreciate that for as long as we can have him, bro. I'm with that shit. So I didn't really score this one, to tell you the truth. I thought this one was definitely the first at least rap one where it was just like a celebration.
Nah, this one gave me the same vibes I got from Erica and Jill, where I just was grateful and was reminded of what X meant to my childhood. Like you said it, G, those first two records. And then I don't want people to sleep on, like, because of how
this is
and then there was X.
But
because of how It's Dark and Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh came out, people always go, yo, he did 2 albums in a calendar year. Yeah, but the pressure that was on him, Dame, Swiss to do it, and then there was X, and for them niggas to deliver the way that they did. Let's say realistically, there's 4 singles that worked on that album, and then the album cuts are crazy. Like, they over delivered on one where the expectations were through the roof. Like, they could have easily failed on that record, and that's what I was reminded of that day, because of how many songs they played off of that one that I just didn't expect them to play. Or not that I didn't expect them to play, I just wasn't ready when they hit. Like,
yeah, it was two completely different feelings though, because like for X, you gotta let the whole thing build, and then by the end you're like, fuck. But then with Snoop, as soon as that beat drops, you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like Snoop got tracks,
man. But I was happy because I could, based on how it was going, I could pick what Snoop was gonna play next, and it just made me happy. Like how his stories going into it, X's stories going into the songs, like those. That's honestly been the best part of the Verzuz shit, is when they talk and tell stories in between, like how certain records were made. The Premier RZA one was like that. Jill and Erica were like that. Babyface and Teddy would have been more like that if Teddy just be on his Hollywood shit for real. So it was like he's great. I've seen him speak a few times, and when he gets into like the moderator speaking bag, like he can tell some great stories, but that's just not what he was giving niggas. So, but the best parts of Verzuz have been when they get in the storytelling bag, where X talks about how he made Get At Me Dog, and was just like, nigga, Snoop, I got that from you. It's like that shit just it made me happy for hip hop. And then the deal, that deal is the retaining ownership. You know how Apple chose to align and partner with Swiss and Tim and everybody that's doing the Verzuz shit. It's a real nod to where we can move as black creatives in retaining ownership and thinking of new imaginative ways to celebrate our legends, because rock and roll got to figure it out, all the other genres got to figure it out, and now that we're getting in that phase where we can start figuring out how to celebrate them, I hope that there is a lane to bring in the older generation and push it even further and go well beyond just celebrating the legends now. Because there's a whole group ahead of these guys that we could, like, Rakim needs to do one. You know what I'm saying? Like we really need to consider that shit. And I think it'll be great. Even if you can get into the, like, so, and then the hard part is, like, so many of them have passed, but our like, my mom was hyped for this one. Like, this was a really dope thing to share with my parents, but there are artists that go well beyond my reach and even theirs that could be celebrated. So I think it'd be really dope to see Kane and all those people do one for sure.
Yeah, I think that's definitely around the corner. They could really take it wherever. I'm just glad that they were able to get it with Apple or whatever, and that whole little situation where Drake didn't mess up no money, because that nigga's the boogeyman. I don't care what anybody says.
Don't put that on Drizzy. Don't do.
My nigga, that you want to talk about anti-Semitism, bro? You do not talk about that nigga Drake.
But you know what, G? You bring up a great ass point. Because you're speaking of the shit between him and Swiss, right?
Yes, but Drake is connected, my nigga. Like, and he's connected in the lofts. You know what I mean? So
yeah. No, I hadn't even considered that until just now. Like how long that deal probably was underway, and how much that tension could have undone that whole deal. So it's a great point. I'm really glad that didn't happen. Congrats to Verzuz, because and then that's the other part too. There's more than just Tim and Swiss. They're the faces. There's a few other really, really awesome people that are attached to that shit too. So salute to everybody with Verzuz, and salute to Apple for that bet. Salute to Twitch and Logic. I'm excited to see what comes from Joe Budden, Rory, Maul, and Parks. What comes from their renegotiations. What platform they end up on. It's a really, really, really important time for content creators. So salute to everybody who's being fucking fearless and creative in this time and doing shit. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing somebody that just got a stupid bag.
They will be on revolt.
You think so? You think that's the move? Are we? Is that what we're thinking for Joe and him?
I believe so, because I feel like when they come to the negotiation table, they're gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way, and they're gonna decide, the people that hold the money is gonna decide that it's better to not have to do business the way that they would want to do business.
I'm gonna give Joe the benefit of the doubt and say that he's gonna negotiate one hell of a. He and Ian are already in the works of negotiating something that's monumental, and will, if not eclipse, will be fairly identical to the Joe Rogan deal. And the reason that will be a win is because Joe Rogan took almost 3,000 episodes over there. So that shit is just that type of back catalog is just impossible to compete with. But where you start to see an offset is cultural impact and reach. And if Joe and them continue to go viral the way that they are, and to say that if this was radio, they would solely be urban, and they're competing with the pop hour block, that gives them a little bit more leverage, because the people that's really moving the meter tap into the urban world. It's at least how my brain makes sense of it. So I'm excited to see what comes of that.
Yeah, definitely want to see what happens. So we're
and,
tuned in.
and so but we can, because like entertainment is in a strange place. The bubble has been cracking. We've been watching NBA, both WNBA and in NBA games.
Mm-hmm.
I I can't say that I didn't miss it. Happy it's back. Um, it's an adjustment though as a viewer. It's an adjustment. The games feel a little different, feel a little bit more distant. But maybe that's just getting familiar again. Maybe it's just been a long time. But something feels different. And granted,
With
these are
that,
tune-up games and shit too. So maybe like it's just gonna take a minute for them to get back in sync, and then maybe as a viewer and a consumer, I'm gonna need to get back in rhythm too. But even with that, like the long moments of bad basketball, I was still happy to be watching basketball as a whole. So it was like,
no, definitely, it was short based.
yeah. How do you what do you feel about them piping in the noise and then the fans? Like, I don't know. It's a many thing. It's like some fucking Black Mirror shit, bro.
Say it again,
It's
bro.
creepy.
Bro, that episode where they do like the talent show, and then you got the crowd at the computers, but they are like virtual into the building, and they make the noise for the performer on the stage. Bro,
Man,
we that shit has arrived.
it is
Man,
here.
that's what we hey, COVID and brought all that stuff in, so we about to really see what's about to go down. But I'm not mad at the idea. I do hope that one day we get back to being in these damn arenas. But hey, if they can, I would like to see like what the cost of all that stuff will end up being.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they are able to break even or even profit even a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I imagine there's got to be something in place that allows them to profit. What people slept on in the decision whether they were going to resume and go back, or if the players were going to protest, was how much money the players were leaving on the line and renegotiating for the the CBA and all that shit. That was on the table this year,
Yeah,
and it would have been stupid amounts of money to leave on the table, and a lot of the economical arguments were that exactly of like how much of Black wealth specifically is generated through the lens of sports entertainment, but specifically basketball, and how many communities are dependent upon the sole ownership of a Dame Lillard, of a LeBron James. Like it gets tricky. It gets really, really
exactly.
tricky. Um,
Exactly. Even in a CBA, we're not talking about like the cream of the crop. This was something that was for how it trickles down to the rest of the group. Because
mm-hmm.
if you lower that minimum, you know what I'm saying, you just that's not going in the right direction whatsoever. And
Facts.
if you got people at the top making that type of decision, like that type of move, that's why it's so important that we still had a LeBron James in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he held steady throughout this entire quarantine
Yeah.
on when it's safe to do this thing again, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And there was no shifting that narrative
At
whatsoever.
all. At all.
And I'm gonna get this shit off about all these things, all these movements and everything that we want to talk about. We'll get that stuff done when the microscope is back on us.
When the lights,
But we gonna get to that point.
The conversations won't change, and I think that's also we got here. Damn, that was when we were sitting down watching the game on Friday night, and they had the panel of Draymond. I believe it was Draymond, Jamel Hill, maybe Jalen, but there was four panelists for sure. But the irony, and I want to send a big salute to Jamel. Her and her business partner have started a production company, and they're making all kinds of amazing stuff. Salute to Bill. I give Bill Simmons a hard fucking time, but salute to him and the Ringer for giving Jamel a platform. Undisputed. Like, Jamel's been grinding, but the irony that Jamel Hill, not her and Michael Smith, the first time Sports Center primetime was Black, but both hosts were Black. And Jamel chose to stand and speak out against 45 and the divisiveness the country, especially during the kneeling. And she was essentially they essentially parted ways on that. And for it to loop back around, and for the likes of ESPN, the likes of Fox, CNN, you name it, all these companies to now have to be in the business of talking about black issues and social injustice.
Bro, baseball was kneeling, bro. There was white people turned over in their grave.
Man, and that
is America's pastime, boy. You can't kneel in that. Man, they was getting that shit down.
But when you play with somebody's money and their livelihood and their ability to earn the way they did with Jamel, and Jamel was fine. She was gonna bounce back regardless. I was just happy as a fan of hers, like from her writing, her perspectives, her clarity, what she represents for us as Black people. Like, I'm just a big ass fan of Jamel, and have been since her early days of Around the Horn and Cold Pizza and all that shit. But to see her be vindicated for her stance and to stand for her, I don't even know if Jamel would classify it as standing for her people as much as she would just like standing up for herself. And I think that is an important thing for us, where we get in these spaces, and whether they're oblivious to it, some of the requests and some of the limitations that happens in corporate America and how they marginalize us specifically, they're oblivious to. And we're faced with these moments time and time again where we got to make these decisions that can impact our ability to earn through and through our livelihood, and we got to speak up and stand for some shit, bro. And you risk losing everything. You risk losing everything you've worked for, and getting back and having to figure it out. Luckily, things have changed, and there's people in positions of power to help with that shit. And so that's why I say, for all the shit I give Bill, salute to him and everybody at the Ringer for supporting Jamel Undisputed. Like, she was able to finesse and go figure out other ways to figure this shit out, while ESPN was on their bullshit, and now they've tried to double back and act like they've been for the cause. Man, please. That simple as that. So salute to Jamel. But you had another point about the NBA G. With the teams, the bad teams sitting out another year.
Yeah, that just came to me watching these scrimmage games, because even though, like, there was still rest on the table, just watching some, I was like, this is all the playoff team vying for a playoff spot for their check still, and the competition level that I was seeing made me feel like, and putting like basically the best players on those teams, like the competition level made it seem as if for those teams that are trying to do like we gonna wait and try to get these draft picks, and we gonna forfeit years, and just like we gonna play this terrible ass basketball, we gonna have these youngsters and we gonna put them through the ringer like how they was doing with Chicago, just wasting their damn talent with that coach being a drill sergeant. Bro, you should be able to deduct a team for that shit. Like, y'all don't get to play next year with that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't about to waste our airtime. Like, so if y'all want to play, then y'all gonna be competitive, and y'all gonna figure out the best way to put the coaching staffs in there, the executive teams in there.
It holds the owner more accountable, I think.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. That's specifically for like New York. I know New York just got Thibodeau, so that's important.
Specifically for New York, though.
Yeah, if you want to put New York back on, if you want New York to be back in the spotlight, then hold the niggas accountable and sit their ass out if they ain't playing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at having 22 teams for the entire year.
Of great 22 teams of great basketball.
People that want to play. You know what I mean. And if they got to subsidize the money somehow, like if you got to figure out how to, I don't know if they get like half they check, or if they got to do a plan, do their own little league like a G League, then it is what it is. But y'all got to figure it out down there.
Yeah,
that's y'all ready to come up here.
That's I don't know. It's radical. It's brilliant, and it does completely refaces the league and the way we think about it.
Cause that sounds so much better than that fucking middle of the year tournament.
Yeah.
What? I ain't about to make people play any harder. I'm already getting paid. Try to tell me I get an extra $100,000 in the middle of the year, bro. Yeah, that's good. That's good for a few people.
I got a random question for you guys about. You know how you said they're gonna put like the fan noise in there?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is it supposed to be like live fans or just like a recording of old games?
So what we and Poe brought this up that we were watching it the other night. He was like, I was like, damn, it sounded like it. Or no, maybe I didn't even say that. He was like, you don't hear the fans? I was like, nigga, ain't no fans there. He's like, I know, they piping in the noise. And I was like, oh shit. It's so synonymous with watching basketball. It's almost like white noise. Like, it's like I didn't even realize what was happening. We turned on the game. The noise was there, and it just was like, oh, this is how you're supposed to watch it anyway. I never even considered that was just piping in the noise. And then it made me think like, yo, have they always been piping in noise? Was that legal? Like, how does that work? And then the very next day, the report came out that they're going to allow fans. They got these crazy screens on the side of the floor where the fans are going to be able to tune in on some Zoom shit and be able to watch courtside, essentially. It's like, okay, well, we ain't nobody ever going back to the arena, nigga. If I could just turn on my Zoom and watch it, like, how's it?
Just pay a fee? Like pay a fee?
I imagine so.
I think it's like a subscription.
Oh, they're geniuses.
Oh, the NBA
they're
TV
geniuses.
Oh, bet I'm lit then. I can watch it. I paid for that bullshit just so I could watch Ja Morant this year. Like that, literally, that's the only reason I got it.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, like how they do it though, because I know it'll probably be like how they do it for NBA TV, where you can just follow one team, or you can have like a group of teams, or if you want to do the whole NBA, and that'll be like your different subscription services. But it'll be interesting to see the amount of stream power, because you have to have a crazy amount of bandwidth for all those fucking people.
And that's what I was thinking about.
So we might be onto something. So we gave the church free game with the OnlyFans. Now the NBA following. Y'all welcome.
I know, right?
We just let them have 1 million court floor seats now.
You feel me? Yeah, no, seriously, like 100,000 was the cap. Now you can get 1 million. Like,
That's that down. That's that down.
Should we finish and stay with sports, or should we do a hard pivot? Because we want to talk about Iron Mike preparing for his fight. But we got a whole bunch of other shit to get to. So I don't how you feeling?
I'm with that. What'd you have us on sports? Oh, let's do Iron Mike.
It was just Iron Mike. That was it.
Okay, yeah.
We might as well touch on him and then go.
While we're here, yeah. So he's back, and he looking
good.
It looks incredible. Like,
I'm so scared for Roy Jones,
bro. I'm always scared for Roy Jones because I hear him when he talks.
Exactly.
Like, bro, he's a commentator, bro. He seems like he didn't got hit in his head way too many times, bro. You gonna go into with Mike?
Yeah, it ain't gonna be pretty. Like Roy, and I think Roy's leaning on the fact that he's continued to fight. Whereas Mike been chilling, smoking weed, kicking it, getting his mind right, doing ayahuasca. Mike in a whole other place. And them type of people that was already dangerous, Mike could probably kill somebody right now and make you go, oh, that makes sense, Mike. just because how at peace he is right now. He's
that's all right.
And that person, I think for a lot of people it goes, that person's less dangerous. No, I think this version of Mike Tyson, because of his mind control, is way more dangerous than
and then they're trying to float that narrative around that Mike is doing this because he needed some money. Nah, my nigga, it ain't that Mike needs some money, bro. That's not that don't get you to the level of working out he's been doing. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do that for no bag.
And if people have been listening to like the Hot Box, that his podcast has become one of my favorite ones. And then whenever he makes an appearance on somebody else's, Mike is speaking on some shit that I'm totally in tune with. So I'm like hella engaged, like on the edge of my seat whenever he's talking. If anybody's been listening for the past few years, Mike ain't pressed for no bread. His marijuana shit is booming. He's got business endeavors where he good. So like the fact that his mind is right, he's healthy, and he ain't tripping off no money, man, please.
That's why I'm saying it's scary. Mike is at his dangerous right now. And that's because he's at peace, but he can live in the darkness. Facts. Any person that can do that, I'm terrified for it.
I'm at peace, but living in the dark and thriving in the dark and not afraid of his demons at all.
Yeah,
bro, be completely aware of them. You know what I mean? But like it is cool just to hear Mike talk about fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just sit down and listen to Mike talk about fighting, and like the type of headspace he's in, and like it's kind of like the feeling that comes over you when when you get back to this type of working out. You know what I mean? Like,
I just thought about something, G, because the way when you listen to Mike talk about fighting, I thought the same thing too. Like the references that he'll make. Mike will go back to like the 40s about fighters that he's fans of and like film that he studied and shit like that. And he lights up.
Oh, he's a historian. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
go ahead.
He wasn't just like muscle bound, crazy, whoop your ass. Like the scary part about Mike was that he was an actual fighter that was, when he had his trainer, they were able to tap into a mindset that was scary for the opponent.
Sound. Yeah.
Technically sound. Kind of like a bulldog, just like the look that you receive, bro. Like it's different, man. It's different. So
what I just thought about, I literally just had this thought as you were talking about that, and then Lex brought up the whole peace thing. When you and what's the word? Like fuck with me for a moment. Just follow me where I'm going. It's gonna be a wild ass comparison, but it's how it'll make sense. Michael's known as the most dangerous man on the planet. Like I don't even think we can even quite put into words what his celebrity and what the aura of Mike Tyson was at his height. I don't think we could do it, but it was that high because of his work ethic and his talent. Well, you can argue which one was, but his work ethic, it would have to be. But to essentially have that, I don't know if taken away is the right word, but to have to completely figure out a whole new pathway. And he said it. He was like, "Yo," before he started working out. He's like, "Yo, I don't work out because I don't want to unlock that part of my ego again that was so attached to being the best." Part of me wants to imagine, G, you understood exactly what he was talking about.
But completely.
Okay.
He was
I'm not crazy.
He was speaking some shit I know way too well.
So for the listeners and the people who might not understand what that, because I knew what he meant, but the fucked up part is, I think not even for me, because I have my own demons with that, but the level you reached and how much of your identity to others is wrapped up in your talent. Not you. Like, you may not be wrapped up in it. Like, Mike may have had his moments, but it's more so how everybody else is looking at you that you got to kind of find and reconfigure. What can you speak to that? Because I really wanted to unpack that, and not let it walk. But there's a certain way to ask it. I hope I asked it right.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it comes down to what's your driving force and what connects you, and how you can get lost into that. Because what happens is that you become so good at something specifically, and you spend so much time on it, that you don't even know what your driving force is anymore. You just know that you're doing it really, really well at a very high level. But if you're not able to disconnect from what you do at a high level from just when you're not doing it, then that's where it becomes very dangerous. Because what happens when the floor gets pulled from underneath, and like the people that you associate yourself with as well. So like you have mentors or just like people that are in your life that's completely connected to
your talent.
Your talent and driving you towards this direction. You know what I'm saying? But once you realize that, oh shit, like I'm kind of operating off of a level of anger. You know what I mean? And a level, and my association with it is driven off of some shit that I haven't had a chance to deal with. But when you go down a road of starting to deal with it and trying to unpack it and unravel it and, start peeling off the layers of it, you start learning so many more things about yourself that drives you to a peaceful state. Because you know what happens if you riled it back up. You know what I mean? If you routed back up, there's no way and then because what happens once you peel those layers off and you start seeing people for who they are, you kind of go into a shell yourself, and you look at everybody that way. Like, fuck, like I can't trust a soul. You know what I mean? So as you're in that space, it's like, fuck. So now I gotta kind of rebuild or put together this foundation all over again without the connections of individuals towards a talent. Yeah. Let me look at this thing a little bit differently. When you do that, you know how much you can ravel it up, and when you can get back to that point, now you're disassociated from anybody that can like drive you to it. You know what I mean? So now once you have your own control over it, it's scary for not only yourself but for everybody around you, because there isn't anybody that can hold you. You know what I mean? And I think that's a lot of what Mike was talking about, was that now that he didn't, I'm thinking always go back to when he lost his trainer. I forgot the name of the trainer's name or whatever.
Customato.
Yeah, Customato. So I always go back to that, because when he had Customato knew how to channel that energy that he saw within him. Mm-hmm. Mike hadn't had an opportunity to get to the bottom of what his demons were at that point. He just knew that I'm gonna take a nigga's head off when I put that force behind something. Yeah. And he put that in the direction. But he lost him, and that shit was just open. It was just fair game.
Fair game.
And you know what?
Go ahead, Lex.
Oh, I was gonna say, and it's crazy that he admitted that dude used to hypnotize him before every fight. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to think, where did he put him at when he hypnotized him? Like, what dark place did he put him at so that when he would come out to the ring, the only thing he knows is just
kill.
Yeah.
Nah, man, he's a fascinating dude. Especially considering where he came from, and I think whenever I hear him talk about, you know, dealing with because like Mike, it's funny when you love something so much, but it's attached to so much pain and trauma, and
it's killing you at the exact same time.
Exactly, and so the one point of reference of that for me is UG. So when you just reminded me.
The more I played, the more I was dying, bro. I had zero clue about it. I had zero clue. And I didn't realize that until I broke my back and I had to actually sit with my shit. Because like if I'd have never done that, I don't know who that individual, if that individual would still be around. I have no clue.
Yeah. And that's and so and I don't know how much of that is a mental health thing, a Black mental health thing. But it feels similar, like high performance, ability to perform that high. It's a real delicate dance and balance with your demons. And so now we can talk about Ye for real. I don't want to talk about no fucking presidency or no sneakers, man. I don't want to talk. Niggas kill me with that shit.
I love how people act like getting sneakers hot is just like the easiest thing in the world too.
Yeah.
Like they just are like, oh, and Ye do sneakers, so why you gonna listen to the nigga with them do sneakers? Like my nigga, like any nigga could just jump out here and do sneakers.
I'm telling you, this moving of the goalpost shit is it only happened to us. But the Black mental health discussion, I don't know. Shout out Mama.
Perfect example.
Shout out Mama Mona. She called me this week and she was like, yo, you're the only person I can talk to about this shit. And I just, because we hadn't done the show, I hadn't talked about it either. But the mental health connection is unique. And shout out to Kim for her post she wrote. Cause she spoke to what Kim was speaking to in that post is something a lot of people, if you haven't dealt with it firsthand, somebody with a mental illness and has been diagnosed too. So I'm not just talking like they haven't been diagnosed. I'm talking about living with somebody with an illness that has been diagnosed. It changes your perspective on this shit. I know for me, before living with someone who I admire, who I look up to, who I revere, who I love, prior to I got to be 100% honest with y'all. I had the least amount of sympathy for Black mental health illness.
Mm.
And I don't say that shit proudly. I say that as somebody who had to be humbled and had to learn so fucking much in dealing with that, and how much it how prevalent, how rampant it is, how under discussed it is, and then how neglected it is. And when I say neglected, I don't just mean ignored. I mean misdiagnosed, overly medicated, mismedicated. Like it's some sick shit.
Ignored.
Ignore all of that, and then add on to that the people that love you still having a deal, no matter what's going on. The people who love you still got to figure this shit out. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was a real human moment for the celebrities. And in the word, I just look at the words that people choose to use. And again, it's celebrity. Don't know these people at all. I know my experience stuff, and I know how specific it is. And so some of that language that Kim was using in her post hit home in a way that if you ain't never lived with it, if you've never been courtside, if you've never been in it, you could never fucking understand the type of how I don't even know what the word is. I use delicate because of the danger the person is in, the danger the family is in, and the long lasting ramifications of just a minor episode. So we've gotten to see Ye have some public episodes, but the lasting effects of that shit is real. And so while we can move on to something else, it's real torment being had in that house, allegedly. And there's babies to consider. There's a husband and wife to consider. It's not as passive and as funny as niggas want to make it. So then we can compound it. I'm sorry, I'm ranting so long, y'all, but
no, you good.
Then you compound it with my affinity for him as a creative. Literally, y'all, this is no exaggeration. I credit Kanye West with saving a whole generation of black men who didn't know how to fucking express themselves. Everything was like, dog. If there wasn't a Kanye, I can't believe I'm admitting this out loud, but it's the truth. If there wasn't a Kanye West, I would still be pursuing rap, but I promise y'all I'll be rapping about guns and drugs and killing people. Just because it's what you have to do until fucking yeah. Mm-hmm. This nigga got on stage and made a song about how much he loved his mama, yo. Like it opened up a whole void. So it's different. I get it as celebrity, but the affinity for him as a creative and what he did for black voices, specifically black men, it makes it tough. It makes it really, really tough. And
I need symbolism for roses, man. That it wasn't a clean eye out.
Man,
listening to roses.
Man.
But yeah, that's for sure. I think another aspect of it too is that people can say what they want to say about the Kardashians, but they are a family. You know what I mean? Like regardless of like how people feel about how they've been exploited, or how much TV time or how much culture time they've taken up with their culture vultures, blah blah blah. Whatever you can feel about them as people, they are a family, and that's a part of it too. You know what I mean? That's a running trigger as well. If you do not have your family and you're constantly around a family that's tight knit and they're moving, that is a trigger as well. It's not like you can adopt me as a family member. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got mine, and I had a chance, and I had a chance to even heal from losing mine. Yeah. I just kept it pushing. I kept making this culture move forward, and y'all have gotten all the benefits of it, reaped all the benefits from it, and I'm over here torturing myself to constantly do more and more and more. Yeah. You know what I mean? And there's breaking points for that, man. So there's plenty of compassion from my end And then also put a mental illness in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you are Black, you have a level of PTSD. And
G, that part, bro. Like, how do we have a conversation about that, my nigga? Like the fact that Black people still walking around going, "Oh, ain't nothing wrong with me." Yes, there is. I'm sorry to tell you, you inherited some shit. I don't care how wealthy you are. I don't care what class you identify with, what religion you identify with, bro. You carrying some trauma that don't even have shit to do with you.
Like straight up, like my dad, his younger brother passed away. And and since my brother passed away, I'm trying to talk to him just on a, hey pops, how you doing? Yeah, how you doing? You good? And we don't have the best of relationship, but we do have a relationship. And when I ask him, his answer is like, well, people get old, people pass away.
Nigga, what? No, my nigga, hey, you know it's okay to be sad. Like your nigga's gone. Like your brother, your sister, that's your first best friend. Like it's okay to grieve that, but we don't even know it's safe to grieve that shit. So if that ain't a form of mental illness, my nigga, I don't know what to tell you then. Like seriously, you don't know it's okay to be sad for losing your first best friend,
bro.
Right. Like this nigga got off the phone with me. He was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna call you back," and I ain't heard from him.
But Lex, like you speaking to so many of our experiences with our fathers. I was about to tweet that shit this morning.
Man,
I was about to tweet that shit this morning and say, salute to our OGs for carrying so much of the trauma to allow me to even know that I can be free from all this shit and express outwardly.
Yeah, be able to see it firsthand.
Man, I like and I'm talking about my OG specifically. Like that ain't no general shit, but it may as well be like OGs be harboring and bottling shit up for real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
and so much of how they express, if they express, is attached to their masculinity.
Man, that ass. Them conversations to this day will always tail off to some version of the chase, of going into like hunt mode. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to get too far into us having the real conversations that are healthy. You know what I mean? And which is understandable, and also I can't really put too much in that basket, given how long people have been here. Yeah. Like you kind of factor that in too. Like you've been here for 50 something years, and now we're gonna start unpacking some shit. It'd be great to be able to do it right now, but I also got to take into account that you got 50 something years of pain that you're trying to unpack. That I'm over here talking from my 33-year-old self.
Yeah,
talking about like, hey,
it's a walk in the park.
You know what I mean? Like, nigga, because I started unpacking it earlier on. You know what I mean? Like for me to like try to even get that started. You know, in the 50-something year old body, it's a little, but you got to kind of bring that to the table. I know money got to do that experience.
But no, G, you hit on that. You hit on it exactly. Like, I want to be able to articulate exactly what you just said, though. It's not, and that was gonna be the other part of the tweet. It's like you niggas that's out here going to therapy and working on yourselves, don't get it fucked up. Like the reason we can do that is because they carried all that shit for 50, 60 plus years. So it's not a, oh man, I'm trying to be better than you. It's like, no, my nigga, thank you. Now please allow me to help you. Like,
bro, my pops did not grow up with his pops. I grew up with a variation of a pops that did not grow up with his pops. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't in my pops' household. You know what I mean? Like I just saw him every other weekend or whenever they could work it out between him and my mom. You know what I mean? So that was my childhood. So I just saw variations of that man. You know what I mean? So we got closer as we got older because we fucking spit out image of him. But it's growing up though, that was a disconnect. You know what I mean? Because I got it from the angle of very hardcore man. You know what I mean? Like you ain't showing no tears when you around me. Yeah. You know what I mean? You'll suck that shit up, that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So that gave me a hard exterior for me to later on not know why the hell I got so much anger in me. And my only outlet is through this talent. You know what I mean? Like I had like no clue like why I got, what I mean? Where is that coming from? What I'm dealing with? You know what I mean? And that's because we didn't get a chance to have those conversations. But knowing more about him as I got older, it was like, oh shit, well shit. I have an option now to take what variations you blessed me with, because at least you did not leave. So I got that. I got those pieces to put together and make in whatever way I want to, for me to then pass down to my seeds. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what the time continuum is about. You know what I mean? It's not that we need to have all, you got to give me all your puzzle pieces and leave yourself with nothing. Nah, it's like you give me pieces and I'll make with them what I can, but then I for sure am going to utilize what I know from what unfortunately you haven't had the opportunity to get, or to have, or even to unpack. And for me to use that moving forward, you know what I mean? Like if we have a conversation about that later on, perfect. But I'm for sure gonna be having that with my seeds. You know what I mean? That's an importance. That's an importance. That's how time moves on.
And speaking on, oh my bad.
No, go ahead. No, you got it, Lex. Go ahead. Go.
And speaking on with what you're saying, L, for me, I'm learning stories from my mom about my dad. Cause see, my dad's 73. So he's holding even more shit.
Yeah, that's time.
And so from my mom telling me stuff that I never knew about my pops, now I get why my dad was like that with me. Cause see, his dad just skipped out, didn't hear from him, nothing. So I feel like for him, when it came to us, he was like, I was there for some years. And then when I did leave, I at least called and checked on you guys. So I feel like I'm a better version than what my pops ever was.
Yeah.
So for me being a father to my daughter now, I can only take the good and the bad from whatever my pops did leave me and just build upon that. Yeah. And I know that one of the biggest things for me was honestly on some serious shit, wishing that I did have that father in my life. And the couple of reasons I wish that is, so one, because my oldest brother took on the role of the father. So he never got to be happens. The child. So the aspects of even having more children and then making sure that I'm there so my daughter would never have to feel like she needs to be the adult to that younger sibling, and she can be the friend and the sibling. So
that's right.
Man, Lex, I'm telling y'all, I don't even know how the hell we ended up here today, but I couldn't be more grateful. What I was gonna say right before you, Lex, was L. When they got here, we just went on one and we got faded, and L started talking about this fucking time continuum thing. It's like, what is this nigga talking about?
I do just be busting that shit out without no context.
But
like,
it was.
I do that shit a lot with people. That are like, my bad. I worked through that whole concept for multiple times. Like I've done so much, not even just my own mental research on the time continuum. So yeah,
but
I was breaking it out. My bad.
When you just said it now, it's like, oh, it's like a bar. Like it's a lot of Hove bars from Reasonable Doubt that it wasn't until I was living on my own that I was able to understand some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the beauty of sharing knowledge and feeling safe enough to go, nigga, everybody. And it was the way he said it too, Lex. It was like in the middle of a conversation that was about something so left. He was like, man, time. Niggas just want more time, but don't want the time continuum. I'm like, wait, what? And then spun around in the chair and said it again, but said it the exact same way with different inflections in different spots. Like, nigga, you didn't hear me the first time, so and I was like, all right, I'm definitely going to bed now. And then
why did Poe yesterday? Because he was stuck because he took the edible. So why you just kept fucking me you just kept fucking me over and over again about the time. He was like, bro, so he's talking about the parallel universe.
Well, Lex, that's what it was. Those fucking they bought those Death Stars, and me. So I'm like, oh, I'll be loaded, so I'll be fine. I ate one and was perfectly fine. And typical rookie mistake, it's like, oh, the first one I'm fine, I'll have another one, and
Shut down, boy.
I seen Fabo. You put it that way.
Woo!
Me and Fabo had a talk.
Started to see spaceships on Bankhead.
Hey, hey Lex, but see, that's one of them bars that didn't make sense until you hit Atlanta and you slide down Bankhead and you go, oh, if you see a spaceships over here, my nigga, you whatever you took, you probably shouldn't take no more ever again.
You might want to stay away from that one, huh?
Oh my gosh, bro, you might want to be over that for real.
That's how funny.
How are we gonna celebrate Black is King this week, fellas? How are we doing this? We do watch party?
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I'm at the yeah. You already got Disney Plus?
Come on, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me.
You know, hey, I got it and got out of it.
I got it, then deleted it, and then they was talking about getting Jet Jackson and Bug Juice. I went and got it back.
That got you back in, huh?
Hey, don't let rest in peace, buddy. But Jet Jackson was classic. The jersey, but Bug Juice set the tone. Like, cause I wanted to go to summer camp so bad. That shit was mad expensive, and it was like, it's like one of them things that we like. Oh, that's some white people shit. Why, fam? They having a fucking good time. I want to go to summer camp. Like, you go have your little summer camp girlfriend. Like, what's up?
I was about to say that.
Never happened. Your little fling, and hopefully, when y'all go back to school that year, y'all stay cool. When you get back, nah, man, she start talking to Steve from the other bunk. Oh, she fucking with Steve now? All right, bet. They had real drama on Bug Juice. I remember that.
Hey, that's how I used to do the San Diego trips every year for the basketball tournaments during season. Like, cause our the hotel was co-ed, so you meet up.
Cracking.
Yeah, you meet up with the women's teams, like the same teams every single year. So we kind of create like this little relationship with like the last 3 years, you know.
Yeah.
So once we all meet up again in San Diego, it was good.
See how much has changed.
Hey.
You acting funny now. Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right, lose my number.
Lose my number is crazy. But what? So do we? Should we wait? Should we? I don't know. I don't know what to expect, what to look forward to. But I do want to talk about how monumental the title is for it to be premiered on Disney Plus, and the sort of reaffirming for like, let's say Black people as a whole, but I'm thinking more about like Black women and little Black girls specifically. How far they gotta go to go find positive reinforced role models, and then how sort of advanced they have to be to filter through to take the best traits of the people that are shoved in their face, right? So they just like, I love Meg Thee Stallion, especially when you get to hear her talk, and you get to hear her talk about her emphasis on education and her relationship with her grandmother and her mother and all. Like, that's really dope. But think about how much you have to filter through to go how dope Meg is. Like, she just got shot, for crying out loud, and the world made a joke of it. Like, that's how far little Black girls have to go to find positive role models that are shoved in their face. So now for it to be on Disney Plus, Black is King, Black men and women. Shout out to the the brothers, the Bennett brothers. I don't know which one. I think it's the one that's a tight end though. He retired early and started doing the kids books, like Black, specifically for black little girls and boys, like stuff like shit like that. Like, shout out to all the creators that are doing stuff like that. And I think that's more so what I'm hoping for. I don't know what to expect though.
Yeah, I saw the previews. It looked dope. So we'll see. It looks like it's shot really, really well too. Like, it has like the it looks like it's working through the life. So like, you as a child, and then end up on the streets as a teenager or whatever, and then like how that affects your life or whatever. So I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it taking a positive spin on the Black people who are, that unfortunately don't have the lineage to tap into, but they're being entities around you that's kind of working in your favor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like trying to map that out. I think that's a cool angle. So I'm very interested to see, like, Beyonce popping up in there, and like the imagery that they're doing while this person is growing up. You know what I mean? Like to see like what part they're playing.
Yeah.
Because we get to see like fucking, we get to see Lion King, and we saw the parts that people was playing in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the roles they were playing in that, but make that shit real.
No, I Black, like events, like TV. I'm a TV baby, bro. I just miss TV events. Going to school on Monday and talking about it. Yo, did you see this? Like, it's a really cool thing. And then that's what's been cool about being back on Twitter. Like watching the Verzuz battle on Twitter was like fucking amazing. Salute to everybody that welcomed me back. Lex, Jizzle, Kev, Laurel. Like a lot of the homies have made it fun coming back. I was so nervous about getting back on Twitter, but per Sudi's request, he's like, bro, you write all this shit. It's like the best platform for this Twitter, and you're not on there. That's so stupid. It's like writing long form shit on Instagram is so counterproductive. He's like, take that shit to Twitter, man. I'm like, oh, duh. So it's been fun being back.
That's what's up, man. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, Mace is a sicko for that song. Last before we get out of here, Disney need all their chips apparently. Because fuck what y'all talking about, we gonna
Hey, Disney nasty right now, boy. Hey, I know. As we talked about Black is King, but this is that's like a different department.
It's a different, it's not the same department. It's not the same.
Boy, the way that have you seen the commercials they've been doing for Disney? Disney World?
They're not doing commercials, G. Don't tell me that.
Bro, they got the workers, they basically essential right now, but they got the workers and they all got the Bro,
I'm sorry, the nigga in the Mickey suit is not essential, man.
Bro, it's cold. It's cold though, because they all supposed to be doing service with a smile, but they all got the mask on.
Service with a smile with them. Okay, they're officially sickos, but I feel like this is right in alignment with what Walt would be on himself if he were here. He'd be like, man,
oh, for sure.
We open.
Walt would have never shut down.
Walt wouldn't shut. Y'all ain't shutting Walt down. I'm sorry.
He said he'd be like, the world need Disney. What you talking about?
What you mean?
I need it now more than ever.
I dare you to shut us down. Nah, but it is gonna be cold that trying to get pictures with all the princesses with the mask on.
With the mask on, oh man, poor little girls. They but little kids in general, like that's such a big deal. You get the ears, you take your picture, and then you have that in your little book as you grow older. Your shit gonna have a mask on it.
Bro, imagine taking your kids to Disney World during COVID.
It's Disney World, right?
Disney World.
My Florida niggas that I fuck with, please don't take this personal, but that's the only place that shit could happen.
It's a given. It's a foregone conclusion.
It's gonna be day one is gonna be packed. Sorry.
Bro, that's nuts.
I
can imagine hitting a theme park, bro. It's already bad enough trying to find where it's happening at, where people wear masks. You know what I mean? Because we can't even really see what we just getting eyes.
That's what the lady shout out to the old white ladies that's still flirting during Black Lives Matter.
Hey, right.
I fuck with y'all for keeping the same energy, but she was giving me big vibes in the liquor store yesterday.
Okay.
And she did the smile. So your eyes change, and I go, you smile. She goes, oh damn, you couldn't even tell I smiled, and I was like, yeah, I saw you, Mom. I see you.
which is a whole other level of creeper though, bro.
You start looking at the eyes.
Yeah, I know that's a smile, you know.
But then she proceeded to talk the entire way of checking out, and it's like, all right, bro, I like, okay, I get it. Like we had our banter, we had our moment, but it's coming to an end. This is it.
That's all you can do now. That's all you can do now, because you ain't getting none of my, like, you ain't getting to have my lip curling or nothing. Like, you just getting
you just get all eyes just here.
Bro, there's different eye movements. That's it. Little twitch, little blink, little rocks people's eyebrow.
Oh man, what? Damn, go ahead.
No, but imagine being at Disney World and them telling you that you need to stop and you got to stop and eat your food. Like, bro, they not about to allow you to eat and drink and walk at the exact same time. They like, nah, you got to section that off over to the side, because whenever you walking through this park, I'm gonna need you to have your mask on.
With the shit that we put an emphasis on, like that we're getting to see, and it was only a matter of time. Like this is how you know everybody money is compromised, because now the companies is like, I don't care what the mandate is, we lit. Mm-hmm. They just gonna have to come shut us down. You can't shut everybody down. Mm-hmm. I can't even be mad at that energy. I'm just saying, this is exposing a lot right now, man. It's exposing a lot.
I can't even imagine though, because I know Disney is such a fucking big company, but I couldn't even imagine operating at that scale and looking at all that bread that you're losing, while at the exact same time, Amazon is making $13 billion in a day. Like, and you thought Disney was proof through anything, and like, bro, you looking at something that is proof to a virus, bro.
A nigga that's selling books, whooping everybody,
bro. Virus proof. Man, we let
a nigga that did an e-library whoop us. that don't bother nobody. All right, it's just me. All right, bet. All right. I'm gonna chill. Jeff, I fuck with you, bro. This ain't even personal to you. I'm just saying, this nigga.
My man did the Trojan horse on that ass. Came in. He started with the books. Started siphoning in the coke.
He did like this.
Next was a heroin.
He said, "Oh, you got 14 bricks in that bag, right? Okay.
You got 14 bricks in that bag right there.
That's
exactly. You got 14 bricks in that book right there.
That nigga answered back. Reading is fundamental.
Facts. Oh man.
That's nuts.
Fellas, another great episode. I didn't shout out to everybody that fucks with us via Simplecast, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, you name it. Everybody on our YouTube viewership continuing to tap in. Thanks to Lex Bubble and Let's Bubble Productions for keeping everything lit as far as our YouTube channel is concerned, and to the guys for a remote episode on a Sunday. Elle and I are gonna get back to the debauchery. Lex, what do you have planned the rest of the day, bro?
Shit, none.
None. Just chill.
I had inventory yesterday. I didn't get home till 10 o'clock.
Oh, so you really not here for the shit at all? That's okay. I got.
Nah.
Got
it. I was gonna bring up one thing to you guys. Did you guys see that the Pentagon is now coming out saying that there is wrecked vehicles and shit, that there was no way that it was man-made? You guys hear about that shit?
We talked about this. We talked about this shit yesterday.
You said what?
That the Pentagon is finally releasing that they found all sorts of vehicles that were not man-made. There was no way. They're like finally coming out and basically saying it.
Oh my God. Here we go again.
2020.
Bro, are we talking aliens right now?
Yeah.
Conspiracy corner. They would appreciate it. We ain't done it in a minute. They appreciate it.
Bro, they want to push aliens on us so bad. I just love how aliens get started in a time like this. Like, all of a sudden we got hella aliens. Like, we got let's talk about we got 23 life forms that we know about now. Like, as of this year in 2020, that's when they sprouted.
Man, it's like, damn, they love the camera now. They posting that.
Hey, this front camera is the most addicting shit in the world, bro. You got dope boys that's been avoiding the cameras their whole career. That's hey, Hey, nigga, you got me fucked up, nigga. I'll kill you. Sir, your whole enterprise is built on nobody ever seeing you, and now you here with it? That's crazy. That
is sick. That's a true sickness.
So if the criminal masterminds is getting in the front camera, you know the aliens is like, nigga, what we doing? Nigga, y'all got me for y'all. Oh, earthling ass niggas, nigga.
This nigga said earthling ass.
Oh, earthling ass niggas, money phone, nigga.
Fucking earthlings. Wait, you said they came in banging?
I'm telling you, hey, the aliens coming on pure bullshit. They got to look at what we got going on here. They're like, oh yeah, we can finesse this whole situation. These niggas goofy. They watching us laughing.
They didn't know it was gonna be that easy. They was like, damn, they turn on each other that quick.
Man, they seen how we give it up on the Transformers and shit. They thought we'd at least put up a fight. Not no more. Not no more.
We don't come together like that.
Nope.
They had the wrong America. They must have been. They meant to hit our parallel universe. They got to us.
Yeah, they got here. It's like, this it? This all?
That's all.
All right.
We put a few extra dust mites in y'all water, and y'all didn't just turn on each other like that.
That quick. That's all it took. That's all it took. That nigga said dust mites in y'all water. I'm done. That's crazy. Oh.
Sprinkle a little dust in y'all water, and y'all just turn on each other, huh? Easy money.
Man, fellas.
Oh yeah. And I need y'all to go out there and stream my nigga Entanglements, so Will could beat your ass.
Why did Ross do a verse on that song?
I was trying to ask y'all how y'all felt about that.
Look at who's sitting behind you.
Hey.
That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel.
Bro, look at that hand position though. That's when you gonna tell it all, nigga.
You can. That's all you can do when you show up like that. Gee,
damn.
Come on, seriously.
Damn.
Why did Ross do a verse?
Bro, it's crazy though, because he's talking to Angela Yee.
And gave him the ad libs and everything. And the Maybach music tag. Ross, man.
Ross
messy.
Did he need that look though? Like,
did Ross need it or did August need it?
No, Ross.
I'm not putting nothing after reading the book. I'm not putting nothing above Ross. I'm not. I fuck with him. I'm still a super fan, but after reading the book, Ross is liable to do anything.
But what kind of look was it though? Like, it wasn't even a look that lasted.
I don't know.
It was only meant to be messy.
Or did he owe August a favor?
Not that one.
Not that one. No. And anything but this.
Also, bro. Also, nigga, what favors do you owe August?
Hey.
That's gonna hurt my soul, bro. If Ross owed August some favors, bro. Like,
what that nigga do for you? There's probably a lot of niggas that owe August. Excuse me.
Augie.
When Aug came around, it was a different story.
Hey. When Aug came around, he was broken. Like, broken.
So, what's your answer to fix? How do you put them back together? I got it. All right, let's stop. This is more than I blame you, L. I was not gonna look how you look at. Gee, don't freeze the next song.
That nigga Will was like 11 more minutes.
Hey, how much you want to bet they had the timer up?
Oh yeah, for sure. Shot clock. Will had the helicopter right outside, right on the pad. He parked that shit on the grass.
Gone. Oh man. All right, fellas, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna head to the lab.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Lex Bub, I appreciate you. G, I appreciate you. Don't you dare bring any tequila over here today.
I don't even want to see a tequila anything. I'll look at tequila again next year.
Yep. We need a full calendar year, 2021.
2021.
All right, fellas. It's been another episode of Meet the Brave podcast. We'll see you next week.
Love.
Yes.